Just a couple notes, or a few, let's say, thoughts that'll help us in our approach to knowledge from some of my personal experiences with the scholars of Islam. And that is that over the years, and I'll bring you one example, and that is our preparation and our attendance at one of the scholars' lessons, specifically one of the greatest scholars of this era, Shaykh Rabi' ibn Hadi. How the students would approach that lesson, and which students were benefiting, which students were known for knowledge and understanding. There were many kinds of people. The Shaykh would have the neighborhood flooded with hundreds of people on Friday afternoons when he would teach his Sharia class. And his house was a gated house, a gate going all around the house. So you would stand on the sidewalk outside of the house, outside of the gate on the sidewalk, right near the street. And some of the students, their approach to class was to come late, for whatever reason. And they weren't regarded as being able to benefit so much. And they weren't seen as, nor did they develop so much, because of their approach to knowledge. It was okay for them to be late, and they allowed that for themselves. No blame was ever directed at them, as they're seeking knowledge, and they're welcome. Alhamdulillah. And perhaps they weren't late in the sense of missing some of the lesson. We used to consider it attendance to be in the Shaykh's house when the gate opens. Maybe it's a half an hour or 45 minutes before the Shaykh will even come down to teach. We consider that to be the time when you're there. And we would fill up the house at that time. And by the time the Shaykh would come downstairs, the house is full. There may be 400 people in the basement of the Shaykh. And the people are sitting all the way to the door, and sometimes they would even have to sit outside in the courtyard. Now this is before the Shaykh even began. Now, with that, during the Shaykh's lesson, people would still be coming in if there was space inside. The people who would come had different approaches. There were those who were consistent and always early by a half an hour at the opening of the gate, praying the salah out there, Salat al-Asr, in the neighborhood at the closest masjid, and then coming right after that. There were a few people that were so anxious, they would either skip the salah in the masjid by praying once they got into the Shaykh's house to be there first at the gate before anyone else. Or they would be people who abandoned the dhikr after the salah in order to get to the house and be first in line at the gate, so when the gate opens they could go in first. And these the Shaykh didn't like to see this kind of interaction from the students. This is ambition, and it is eagerness, but is it in its place? Or is it out of its place? The Shaykh advised his students